I read a New York Times piece this week, and it really got me thinking about something that a lot of families go through that I assist with and work on with them. And that's the healthcare planning process. So in my office, we create a healthcare power of attorney, and it's a combo document. What it does is it gives my clients the ability to name an agent and a backup agent if they're incapacitated and cannot make decisions on their own. In Arizona and in a lot of other states, there's an obligation for a medical provider to get consent from their patient before giving treatment. But if you're incapacitated, either temporarily or in a more persistent state, so you're in a coma or something like that, the provider can't ask you what you'd want to do. They can't give you your options and help educate you as to which of those options is more appropriate for whatever you're going through. That's where this healthcare power of attorney comes in. It specifically allows you to name a loved one to make those decisions for you. And what was interesting about this New York Times piece this week is it really focused on the struggle of that loved one in a scenario where there was not a definitive healthcare power of attorney put into place. So in one case, a spouse was talking through with medical providers, trying to get them to ascertain if her husband had consciousness or not, even though he was in a coma, if he could respond to certain types of feedback, if he could answer. And it was very interesting. Apparently for the last 20 years, providers have known, at least on some level, that there's some consciousness happening even when the person appears to be in a coma. And the guilt that these loved ones feel about making these decisions is so compelling. I think one of the most important and understated benefits of a healthcare power of attorney is you get to have this structured conversation with your loved one long before anything like this ever happens to you. And you get to dictate what is most important to you. When do you think quality of life is so diminished that you don't want treatment anymore? When do you want to say no to treatment? What treatments are completely, you just never want that. You never want to be in that position. And what that gives your decision maker is power and freedom from agonizing over what you would have wanted because they never got to ask you. And that's what I think is just so compelling. So I'm going to share the New York Times piece in the comments and talk to me if this resonates with you, because I think this is such an important thing we're missing. Thanks.